Since I've taken Ozempic, I am down almost 16 pounds. This is the lowest I have been in a very, very long time.
Alrighty guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Before we get into the topic, if you see all these lovely people here on the side of the screen, I record these live every single weekday on Twitch. So that is at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you ever want to come by and see this happen live, I would love to have you, and I'm sure all these lovely people would love to have you as well. Today we are going to be talking about Amberlynn Reid. This is someone that I've talked about before on the channel. I don't think I need to re-go over everything that Amberlynn Reid has been through. There's tons of, literally hundreds, maybe even thousands of videos on YouTube that go over that. All right? The reason we are talking about Amberlynn Reid, I know, contrary to probably popular belief, I am not someone that is consistently checking in on Amberlynn Reid, or even just the people that I make on my channel, the videos that I make on my channel. I'm not consistently checking in on these people. I am just not that interested to do that, if I'm being completely honest. So I just want to make it very clear that this video is coming from the perspective of someone that obviously knows what has happened in the past, but it is not completely invested in my whole life is about this. It's just not. It isn't, right? But I do, from time to time, kind of go back and see what's going on, especially when I have been bombarded with messages of people that want me to talk about what's going on, and that's exactly what's happened here. So Amberlynn Reid is back in the news, if you want to call it that. Why is that? Well, Amberlynn has actually lost close to 100 pounds recently. And I know that might sound kind of crazy to people, and you might be kind of curious as to why that's happened or how that's happened and the response to what that's been, because I think that's also very interesting. So we are going to go over some of her recent videos and go over some of the recent things that have happened as to how that weight loss has happened. And so before we get into it, there is a drug that Amberlynn has been taking, which we'll get into, but Amberlynn also, before she started taking this drug, has lost about 80 pounds. We're not going to be going over that whole thing because it's a lot. There's a lot of videos that go over her losing the weight, so we're just not going to go over that. But there have been recent developments about this drug, and she's kind of talking about it, and I wanted to share my experience. But before we get into that, let me just show you the video where she kind of announces that she's going to be taking this and, you know, kind of explaining why she decided to do this.
But I am trying to do what I can to prevent that. I know that, I know it doesn't seem like that because I've been...
So right here, she's talking about how she isn't actually pre-diabetic, and she's actually very surprised by it because she says herself she's very morbidly obese. It runs in her family. And so now she is trying to do things to prevent that because obviously diabetes is not something that's fun to have. And she goes into this. All right, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of context.
A failure of a weight loss moment. I get that. But I have gone as far as dun dun dun. Today is gonna be my second shot of Ozempic. So I have been on Ozempic for a full week. If you guys don't know what that is, it is an injection for people with diabetes. Hold on, I don't have diabetes. It has recently been approved in the United States as a weight loss treatment. So my doctor wanted me to go on this months ago, but it's very pricey. It's $1,000, about $1,000 a month. Very fucking pricey. And I don't like medicine. And you're telling me I have to give myself a shot once a week? Ugh. But I finally took the plunge.
Okay, so here I know that people's responses will be like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't like this stuff. Like, you're going to die soon. I get it, right? I understand that. It's clear. I believe what Amberlynn is saying here because there have been many people that are always like, just get the surgery, 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 right? Clearly, she has some sort of fear of surgeries, doctors, and all that stuff, which is very understandable when you are someone this size. Would it be helpful if she got some sort of weight loss surgery? I'm sure it could be, but I think that exploring every option before that is a smart idea, and this definitely is an option that can help. And clearly, as we will go on to find out, it is helping at least right now, right?
Today's Monday. So last Monday, I took the shot and I was expecting it to work. I was expecting to lose my appetite. It did not happen. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's on the 0.25 milligrams, which you do that for the first 4 weeks. And then you go up to 0.5, and then eventually, supposedly you're like doing 2.4, which is like crazy a lot. But we're just taking this slowly. I will say I did have some symptoms though. It's just lack of appetite was not that.
Okay, so that's kind of the first clip that I want to show you. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, what is this drug that she's talking about? Well, I don't know much about this brand name, but it is actually a pretty popular drug called semaglutide. Now, if you aren't familiar with that, totally understandable. Why would you be, right? But there is someone that I trust a lot that talks about it a lot. His name is Dr. Nadolski. He is an obesity specialist that specializes in obesity, okay? So this is someone that knows what they're talking about, especially when we're talking about drugs. And he goes on he made this post, this was a year ago, okay? So he's been talking about this for a while. So this is semaglutide. Again, it's the same drug, just a different name. I'm sure if you're in America, at least, that's a very normal thing. There are many drugs that are called different things that end up being basically the same thing, just branded different things, okay? So this is the drug right here. It says, I know I've posted about this many times, but this drug is now approved. The drug is semaglutide, a glucagon, I don't know, like peptide, GLP-1, and antagonist, and agonist. I don't know, man. These are big words, okay? It mimics our GLP-1 and has a much longer half-life and decreases our appetites slowly. So again, the whole point, a big, huge part of this drug, the reason that it does seem to help people lose weight is because it suppresses your appetite. And those of us that have had struggles with especially massive weight, our appetite seems to be one of the hardest things to deal with, right? But that's not the only thing, and that's important. We'll get into that. This drug blows the older weight loss drugs out of the water with how effective it is. And there will be newer drugs that will likely beat this one in the long run. Around a 15% or so body weight loss average is very good. Most people will lose at least 5 to 10, which is clinically meaningful amount we shoot for. It won't do the work for you, but it will greatly adjust appetite down so that you can have a shot to make improved food choices. If you want more info on this class of drug, and then he has a link that he has a YouTube video that goes over it. These are only approved for those with a BMI over 30 or a BMI of 27 with weight-related issues, blood pressure, or sugar, etc. We can also read my rebuttal to Jillian Michaels' IGTV where she erroneously discussed this drug. The real issue is going to be insurance coverage since it is expensive, which Amberlynn does talk about, right? I'm not being paid to make this post. I'm simply an obesity doctor trying to educate on opinions. So, the reason that I wanted to share that is because I know there are a lot of people that have heard Amberlynn Reid, which is understandable, say things over and over and over again, and they turn out to not be true. So if you're someone that maybe is like, oh, I don't believe that this drug is actually whatever, right? I don't believe this. This is definitely not true. This is someone I do trust, Dr. Nadolski, that brings up the drug. Again, it's not the same exact name, but it's the same drug, and talks about what she said, right? It's supposed to help with appetite suppressant. That's what he brings up. He corroborates, basically. He goes over and says, yes, this is what it does, right? Now, if we fast forward a little bit, if we look at Amberlynn Reid's most recent video, this is this right here, where she kind of talks about it, and then she actually goes over her weigh-ins. And I think that this is really interesting because she goes over her weight, and I think, and I also want to read some of the comments on this because it's very different than what you usually see on an Amberlynn Reid video, which I think is good. And it's nice to see, okay? But let's let Amberlynn Reid kind of go over.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video.
My bad, I had it on 2 times speed because I have ADHD. All right, sorry.
Okay, so I'm about to take my Ozempic shot. I actually don't do it. My girlfriend does it because I know I cannot inject myself with a needle. So I have someone else do it. You know what I'm saying? So this is my 3rd Ozempic shot, but the first one did not count, okay? So, I'm nervous. even though...
So this is interesting here, right? So she says that she's nervous, and I think a lot of people that have never been in this position, that don't have any sort of fear of like doctors or fear of shots or anything, they're like, why would you be nervous? You should be super excited. But I have a similar kind of story. I remember when I was in 10th grade, I went to go, they had this like clinical trial that they were gonna do on people that were under 18, that were morbidly obese, and it was for the lap band. And everyone in that room was like gung-ho 100%. They wanted to get the lap band. This was going to be the thing that helped them lose weight. And I was not sure about it at all. And then I ended up going to the after, like I had a meeting basically with some of the doctors after, and I kind of told them how I was feeling, and they were actually really interested because they're like, everyone else is like, I will do anything. I need this. This is the thing that I need. And I was like, I don't really know if this is what I want. And they were actually, they were saying like, I think you would be a better candidate than the people that are like all in, because they said that a lot of people think that getting this surgery will be the thing that fixes them, when in reality, like Dr. Nadolski said in his post, you still have to put the work in. It's not going to be a silver bullet type thing, right? And so I'm not saying that means that Amberlynn Reid is going to be successful here, but it's just an interesting kind of comparison in my opinion.
It's the third time. I know it's not gonna hurt per se. So you're able to do it in your thigh or your stomach, but I just do it in my stomach because that's what I'm used to. Because I had to take injections for a couple months after I had my hysterectomy. I had to take 2 a day. Ozempic is just once a week, okay? So I had to take 2 a day to prevent like blood clots or whatever. So I'm just used to it in the stomach. All right, so I want to show you guys what it looks like. This is the Ozempic pen. So first things we do is I choose a spot where I feel most comfortable.
Okay, where are we going?
I guess like right here. Have we done it here before? Oh, let's do it right here. We clean it with alcohol. My stomach. Let's do it right here, baby. Ooh, I'm scared. I get so scared. I don't know why. It's a new needle each time. It comes with 6 needles.
I would hope so. You don't want to be reusing needles, you know? So that's good. Good, Amber. I'm very glad to hear that.
She already washed her hands. I don't want to show you guys the actual needle going inside of me because I don't want to like trigger anybody.
And I'm not sure if you can do that on YouTube, you know, demonetization type beat.
It was like right here. So she twists it to 0.25. She sticks it in, and then we count to 6 very slowly. Okay, I don't look. All right, ready, baby?
Yes, ma'am. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's done. See, I count super slow. You're supposed to count to 6. I just happen to do it a little slower so we can get every single drop. So
okay, so that's her kind of going over, you know, I just wanted to show you guys that. Like, obviously we didn't see it actually happening. I'm sure there's people like, I don't believe it because we didn't actually see the needle. Whatever, dude. All right, that's not my job. Isn't detective. I'm not Detective John here, okay? But I wanted to go over, there's a part in this video where she goes over her weight, which I think is very, very interesting because she kind of shares how much weight she's lost. And it's just a very different look at what I normally see with Amber. And it seems like she is genuine about kind of what's going on here, okay? So we're going to skip ahead here. And again, it's kind of in the middle of a rant that she's having. So if you're a little bit lost, again, I'll link, you know, her videos down there so you can watch it. But, you know, I don't think you need that much context as to what's going on here.
Can we find a middle ground? Anyway, so this is a happy time, a happy moment. So let's do this. So I have my weights down on a piece of paper. So on week 1, which was July 11th, first week on Ozempic, I weighed in at 491.4. July 18, which was the beginning of week 2, I weighed in at 489.2, which was a 2.2 pound loss that week. July 25th, which was last week, which was week 3, I weighed in at 479.8, which that week I was down 9.4. The Ozempic was truly hardcore working. I was following my meal plan that I set out for myself, cooking every meal. It was just wonderful. And then today, August 1st, which is the beginning of week 4, I weighed in at 476.0, so I was down 3.8 this week.
So this is really interesting to me because the whole story with Amberlynn Reid has been she's tried to lose weight and she's literally gained it, right? It's like that's what people talk about when they talk about Amberlynn Reid. Among the other things that aren't weight loss related, I know that people, whenever I make a video, like, well, what about this? I don't care about the other stuff that she's done. Yes, there's terrible stuff. We're focusing on the weight loss. That's what I care about, right? And so it's interesting here because I feel like this is a really good example of what Spencer, Dr. Nadolski kind of said in the post, is that like it's not going to do the work for you. You still have to do the work. But I think there is a big thing when it comes to her investing in this, right? So she is paying, either she's paying or insurance is paying. I doubt that insurance is covering this, but $1,000 a month, that ain't cheap, right? That's very expensive. And I mean, I hope that it does go down because, you know, being more accessible to people is a good thing. But there is something to be said of, you know, putting your money where your mouth is, you know? And it's like, if I'm going to be putting in this much money, I am going to make damn sure I am getting as much out of that as I possibly can, right? So I am curious as to how much that is playing into this actually working out, right? Because if you're paying $1,000 a month for something, you better be making sure that thing is working, right? And so that could mean that she is being more, you know, strict with their diet or being more on top of things, not going out to eat as much because she's like, I'm not going to be spending $1,000 a month on something to completely waste it, right? So I just thought that was interesting.
Week. So in total, since I've lost Ozempic, okay, I love that. Since I've taken Ozempic, I am down almost 16 pounds. This is the lowest I have been in a very, very long time. Very long time, years. Because it's just Ozempic helps. It does. And it makes me want to be better. It makes me want to do.
Again, she's going to bring this up, but for those of you that might not know, she was down 80 pounds at the start of this, right? So she is down now around 96 pounds, which she'll go over, but I just, for people that might be a little confused, like, what are you talking about? There was already weight loss before she started this, which I think is interesting because it's been one of her hallmarks is that she loses a little bit of weight and then would get very proud of herself and would almost get like, I know what I'm doing. You guys are idiots that didn't think I knew what I was doing. And then she would fall off the wagon and gain the weight back and then she'd have to restart, right? So it's interesting that she was 80 pounds down and then she started, like that's a very big difference, right? 80 pounds down and then she started using this, you know, Ozempic, right? And now she's down even more and it seems like she's excited and it seems like she's looking forward to the future, right? That is very different from what we have seen before. I just wanted to put that out there, right?
Do better. So I am very close to being down 100 pounds in total. In total, I am down, let's do a little calculator moment because my brain ain't braining, okay? So 572.4 minus, today I was 476.0. I'm down 96.4 pounds. So we have 3.6 to go and I'll be down, oh my God. Wow. Wait. 96.4 pounds. Wow.
Yeah, and so someone in chat actually said this, right? They said, if you eat fatty food on Ozempic, your stomach feels like death, right? So that's one of the things that I mean, it's not fun, but it's one of those things that it's like, if you're struggling with food addiction, you're going to have to do some extreme stuff, right? And again, if you compare that to the seriousness of getting weight loss surgery, this is much less invasive, right? So if we compared this to weight loss surgery, you can literally really hurt yourself if you get a weight loss surgery and you decide to be like, screw it, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. That can really cause serious damage to you, right? And so again, this is extreme, but it's not as extreme, in my opinion, as getting a weight loss surgery. And I'm not here saying that weight loss surgery is bad. That's not what I'm trying to say, but it's just different, right?
I could possibly see myself reaching that next week. I'm not trying to like lose all this weight so quickly because that's just how you like gain it back. Been there, done that, messed around. So I do have an August goal. I would like to lose 16.2 pounds this month. I want to be 459.8. I think that would be really cool. Like that's a milestone. I'd be in the 450s. So I do want to reach that this month. That would be nice. If I don't, that's fine. As long as I lose at least 10 pounds, that'd be cool. But I want 16.2. I think that'd be really great. I'll definitely be reaching down. I'll definitely be reaching 100 pounds down this month. So that's going to be exciting.
So here, it's just cool to see this because I remember that feeling. I remember when I lost 100 pounds and it was just a surreal feeling because I had tried to lose weight so many times, not as many as Amberlynn, you know, no shade, but it's just the truth. But I had tried to lose weight so many times that when I lost 100 pounds, I was like, whoa, like I did that, you know, I did that. And that's a really good feeling. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys is the comments on this video. Now, something I would normally never do is read the comments of an Amberlynn Reid video, but they are so different than what I have seen before, and that just makes me happy because I have something that I have always said is that I've always believed that if she actually stuck to something and lost the weight, people would be happy for her, and it seems like that is the case here, and I am just very, very excited. So if we look at some of the top comments here, right? It says, you can see how much more movement you can do already. This hater is rooting for you. Please don't give up, right? Glad to see that this is working for you. Everyone has been rooting for you the whole time. I hope you realize that with all these positive comments in the past several videos, we just don't agree with the awful things that you do outside of YouTube. I hope she's noticed how positive the comments are. You can see her face is slimmer. I really hope this is it for her. Ozempic is working, so I hope she sticks with it. I'm taking Sandexa, which is very similar, but daily injections. Good luck, Amber. I hope I was always so critical, but the positivity is amazing. The girlfriend is doing great with her support. This is the most positive I've seen the comments in years. I'm glad the meds are helping. I don't think anyone should be criticized for using medication or surgery to lose weight, which is critical to do so, right? And so those comments are really nice. Now, I do want to say something, though. I think, one, it's very clear that she has lost this weight. You can just see it in her face and in the way that she moves in her most recent videos. Now, I do want to say that this is, and I don't want to be negative, but I'm just going to be realistic here, right? It is a slippery slope because it is very cool that people are excited about this and they are showing her support. But I am worried that if something slows down or she falls off, the comments are just going to get as toxic as they've ever been, or maybe even more so, right? That sucks. And this is what I always talk about, but it is the reality of losing weight on the internet. It is the reality of it, especially when you are someone like Amberlynn Reid. Especially when you are someone that has lost weight and gained it back and has lost weight and gained it back and lost weight and gained it back and gained it back and gained it back and gained it back, right? Like, people are over it. And so you just have to deal with people being very, very, like, it's like there is this very fine line where it's like if you're doing well, they're cool, but if you make a wrong step even for a second, bam, it's all gone. It's all gone, right? And so for me, I am someone here that I have definitely been critical of Amberlynn Reid, but at the same time, I feel like at least I've always tried to make it clear that I hope that she loses the weight, and I've always believed that she could. And I've always believed that if she did, people would support her, and that's being shown here. But I do know that it's a slippery slope, and I do know that people will flip that switch very quickly if this goes the other way, right? And so what am I saying here? I am saying that I hope that this works out, and I would love for her to prove everyone wrong and lose the weight and keep it off. That would be the craziest story ever, and I hope that it works. Genuinely. And I don't think that she's cheating by getting any sort of injections. I don't think that people cheat if they get some sort of weight loss surgery. I think if this is what works for you and this helps you stay alive, that's what you should do. That's it. So I just wanted to share that. I wanted to share my opinion. I'm kind of curious what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you excited for her? Do you care? Do you not care? Let me know. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.